Hello, everyone. How are you? Hello. Listen, if you can hear me and see me fine, please put a one in the chat. If you can hear me and see me fine, please put a one in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, TLC. How are you, TLC in the garden? Hello, Queen Unbiased LLC. How are you? Hi, Maria Graham. Hi, Maria. Listen, if you guys are watching the replay, I want to thank you for joining me. Good evening, the everyday life of an OC dish chick. How are you guys doing tonight? How is everyone? How was your day today? Hello, K Renee's Garden. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. How was everyone's day today? What did you all get done? Hi, Happy Mac. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, welcome in. Cassandra South Fulton Garden. Good evening. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. How are you? Good to see you. Glad to see everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming in tonight. You know, we have so many things to talk about, so many different topics. Nikki Walker, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, hope everyone is having a blessed day today. How's everyone doing? You know, for us, the weather has definitely cooled off. So I am glad to see that today. Definitely glad to see the cool down of today. Don't know how it's going to continue. Glad you're doing well, Maria. Glad to know that you are doing well. Yes, I'm hoping that the cool down continues. I don't know about the hurricane that's in on the coast. You know, so far it's going to stay off, and so I'm hoping that that's the case. A lot of rain in Maryland. Okay, we're supposed to get rain not until Wednesday, I believe. Not until Wednesday. It's a little dry, but it's cool. We've had rain Saturday, lots and lots of rain on Saturday. Yes, it's already getting darker earlier in your neck of the woods. It is, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD chick. What about everyone else? Is it starting to get darker earlier? I tell you what, I leave my house pretty early. I leave my house before 6 o'clock normally in the mornings, and it is really dark in the mornings as well. The everyday life of an OCD chick. Hello, KJ's Healthful Living. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Hi, Sweet Thumbs. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, some familiar faces. Thank you, Maria Graham. Please hit that like button, family. Hello, Virtuous Gardening and more. How are you? Shalom. Shalom. How are you doing today? GT Grows It Alaska. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. How's everything going with you, Virtuous Gardening and more? Yes. Yes. I didn't realize that you were expecting. Yes, good to see everyone in here. But yes, it is definitely cooling off here. End of October will be dark by 5 p.m. Heading back in the bushes. Okay, thank you for coming out to speak. GT Junior Grows in Alaska. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, it is dark in the mornings now as well. Dark in the morning and dark in the evening. So you can definitely tell that it is definitely changing. It is a time is changing. I think, when does the time change? Is it October? I think it changes in October, and it'll be yet even darker. Still be dark in the morning, and it'll be darker earlier at night, for sure, for sure. So guys, what type of scams are you hearing about? It's scam alert time. What sort of scams are you hearing about? Let me tell you about a scam that I'm recently hearing about here. Guava. One of this that I am hearing about here. A property tax scam alert. Anybody hearing about that in their area? First weekend in October is when it changes. That's usually around the time. Guava, everyone. First weekend in October is usually, it is around the time that it changes, I think. Happy Mac. You haven't heard about that scam. There's a, yes, in my area, there's a property tax scam that's going around, and it's been on the news for people. We received our property tax valuations back in March. And so what started happening around here, hello, welcome in, Joe Mama 02, new sub here. Well, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We are starting off talking about the different scam alerts so that all of us can be aware of any of the scams that are going on. In my area, there's a new property tax scam. We received our reevaluations back in March. And so what's happening now, we have people that you're getting fake letters in the mail. Fake property tax letters, and those letters are demanding a clearance fee. And it says if you don't send that clearance fee by a certain date, you must vacate the property. And so it has people concerned. Hello, Cheryl Faulkner, how are you? Hands in the dirt. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. And so that's the biggest scam that's going around here right now, is that property tax scam. Yes, Nikki, people are concerned, and so they're paying that fee because they think that they owe some sort of clearance fee, and it's demanding it. And if you do not pay it, they're saying you need to vacate the property. So make sure that, I know no one in here will fall for that, but just know that that's a new scam that's going around. I certainly know that it's going around in my area. Any of you seeing any new type of scams that you want to alert us all to? Your taxes are impounded. So if you receive a letter, you just shred it. Yes. Hello, Lolita Mar. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. Checks to make sure you are getting your homestead exemptions. So if you have a homestead exemption, that's very good information. Just check to see if you are getting it. What general is that? I'm sorry, Sweet Thumb. Would you say that again for me, please? So what I'm talking about is we all receive our tax recertifications or valuations in the mail, and we received them back in March in my area. And what's happening now, people are getting fake letters. They really look just like the original letters that we received in the mail. And this particular letter, that's the scam, is telling people that they owe a clearance fee. It's actually demanding a clearance fee. And it's saying if you do not pay this fee by a certain date, you must vacate the property. And so people are getting nervous, and they're sending the money out. So just want to make sure that if you get anything in the mail like that, don't do it. I don't think anyone in here would do it, but just make sure that you don't. Your state used to allow anyone to pay someone's back taxes, and then they charge crazy interest. Thankfully, they stopped allowing that. Yes. Yes. Hello, J3GS Farm. Hello, how are you? How are you? If you are disabled or over 55, they just took it off for a year. Took a lot of phone calls to fix it. So you have to work hard to get your exemptions. So yeah, stay on it to get those exemptions for sure. Absolutely. So that's one of the things that we want to make sure that we are doing, is being vigilant. Any other new scams that anyone want to tell us about? The other thing that I want to talk about before we get into our main topic, I wasn't here last week. We celebrated our holiday, and so I wasn't here, spent time with my family. So I wanted to talk about healthy living. Yes, KJ's Healthy Living. Hello, Barb Brownlee. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's talk about what is in season for the month of September. Now, guys, you know that I have really been jarring it up for the month of August. And for the month of September, I'm planning on doing a lot more meals in a jar, a lot of soups in a jar. I'm in a soup collaboration, and my soup doesn't come out to the end of the month, but I'm still making a lot of different soups and jarring things up. So let's talk about the things that are in season. your county property taxes went up over 200% every year for the past few years. It's real, but I'm telling you, it does feel like a scam, hands in the dirt. That is so true. It just continues to go up. It definitely continues to go up. But make sure that you're paying attention to all the mail that comes in your house. Sometimes it's junk mail, sometimes it's scams, but you want to make sure that you are definitely paying attention to those things that are coming in. So what things are in season for the month of September? Many of you are growing these things in your yards and your gardens. And those of you like me that aren't, we can go to the farmers market, even the grocery store to pick up some of these things. What's big around here, especially will be apples, avocados, bananas, beets, bell peppers, blackberries, blueberries, bok choy. What other things are in season, guys, that you all may be growing? Was wondering what area of the country. Oh, I'm in North Carolina, Sweet Thumb. I'm in North Carolina. And so that's where we're hearing about it. Yes, in North Carolina, we're getting those letters. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know if I received one of those letters or not. Mine also comes out automatically, so I don't pay any attention to anything like that. I'm going to call. Definitely wouldn't be falling for that type of scam. You're looking to jar up some sweet potatoes that are in season. That's really good, Nikki Walker. Sweet potatoes sound good to jar up. Your sister is this way. Tell her to be on the lookout for it, Sweet Thumb. And not to fall for it, because we did receive our reevaluations, and the scammers are getting better and better and better. I'm telling you. Yeah, so sweet potatoes. What else do you all think is in season? Leeks, your lemons and limes, all of the various melons are still, all the various melons, all the watermelons, your cantaloupes, all of those. I've been seeing some really nice looking watermelons around as well. For those of you that are growing that. Okra, what do you think about that, Mike? Okra is in season. My okra is finally growing, but only on one of my okra plants, but I'm getting several, and I just eat those raw. I like to just eat them raw. Hopefully, it won't automatically or all of a sudden cool down to where things aren't still growing, So what other things are in season? Pears are in season right now. Broccoli, your Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, your celery, eggplants. Hello, Miss Shirley, the OG gardener. The food prices, yes, they are, Happy Mac. Thankfully, a lot of gardeners have put their veggies out on stands by the road. Oh, wow. So you're able to see that. That is wonderful that you're seeing that, Happy Mac. I haven't seen that where I am, but that is wonderful. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. Glad you're doing well, Lalita. That is great that they have an abundance and they're able to put it out. Years ago, I had neighbors that did that with cucumbers, but I haven't seen it. They're older, and so they cut back on what they grow. Hello, you grow row. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in, everyone. I hope that I have spoken to everyone. I appreciate everyone being here. We eating okra raw off the plant. You are as well. Yes. Yes. So I am purchasing mine at the farmer's market. I don't have anyone near me. That this year it's been interesting. Usually I have people that are giving away quite a bit of produce, even at work. But this year, I think everyone's just keeping their own things, Everyone, you want to hang on to it and can't preserve it as much as you can, because you don't know, with the prices of everything continuously rising, people want to make sure that they have enough for themselves. Not good for you, Mike. Not that okra. But yes, that's what I think. A lot of people are just holding on to their own things and they're canning. I know there's in my area, there was a peach shortage. And so peaches, if you went by peach stands or peach farmers, it was very expensive to purchase peaches. You know, one of the things that we do have in abundance in my area is apples. Apples are in season. Next month is really when we'll see a lot of apple festivals, and so it'd be a really good time to purchase apples around here if you're looking for things like that. And citrus didn't seem to do, your garden didn't do as well this year either. Yes, yes. And I think a lot of people's, either their gardens didn't do well, and the things that they have, they are preserving for themselves or maybe sharing with their families. You were able to share your okra with some co-workers. That's great, KJ's Healthful Living. That really is. That is great. And I think I haven't been able to, or haven't seen any where at my company where I work. Usually there people just put it out on the tables, but just haven't been in abundance. A lot of people, they either did not, they didn't put a large garden out, or they just didn't, they just, as I said, they're preserving it for themselves. You know, you pulled up your okra, you harvested 14-gallon bags. Wow. Then you cut it for you because you still have 4 gallons from last year. Wow. Wow. You probably make a lot of gumbo, Nikki. Do you make a lot of gumbo with yours? You froze bunches of okra for stew in the winter. Just not a fan of raw. Well, that's good. That's good. Days are getting shorter and darker where you are too, Miss Shirley. Yes, it really is. You know, with the way that the time is changing. So we have to be careful about that too when we're out and about. Your deer ate up everything this year. Yes, they've been plentiful as well. You know, I've seen quite a bit around me, and quite a bit of deer. So sorry to hear that they ate up your things, Miss Shirley. I am. You're not a fan of the of okra either. Now, when I was growing up, when I was younger, I wasn't such a huge fan. But as I've gotten older, I think my taste buds changed, and I actually like okra now. Now is the time to make your vinegar. $26 a gallon for non-pasteurized vinegar at the store. $8 for processed vinegar. Wow. Wow, Happy Mac. I tell you, I made some apple cider vinegar. I'm so thankful that I had 2 different containers because one of them did not do well at all. A lot of mold. So I had to get rid of that one. But my other container was perfect. So I'm glad about that. But you're right. Now, especially with the apples that are in abundance right now, at least in my area, there's an abundance of the apples. So I'll be able to make some vinegar from that. So $28, or $26, that's quite expensive for some vinegar. I'm telling you. You made a lot of okra gumbo, stewed okra and tomatoes, Creole chicken. Wow. Wow. That sounds really good, Nikki. Nikki Walker, really good. Sounds delicious. But I've been eating my salads today, and my fruits and my things like that. Tomatoes, my tomato sandwich. My tomatoes are still doing well, so I'm still eating tomatoes. I did cut some of them off or down today. It does sound wonderful, Cheryl. It really does. No rain and too hot. No rain, Sweet Thumb. What area are you in? Had to let the garden go. You still have herbs and okra and some sad looking peppers. Wow. Now, my jalapeno peppers are doing wonderful right now. I usually plant late, and so I don't start harvesting my own until around this time. I can get 1 or 2 here or there throughout, but now, you know, probably next week, I will have an abundance of really large jalapenos, and I'll be able to make some more jalapeno poppers, you know, so I'm excited about that, and maybe some more candied jalapenos. I like that as well. I want to get a lot of things made and put into my freezer. I certainly want to get a lot more soups made. You could go on and on about okra. No, that's okay. I like okra. I like some okra too, Nikki Walker. I do too. Yes, I could go on and on about it too. Potatoes are in season. I need to harvest my potatoes. I hope that I have potatoes this year. I have them in a different area. So I don't think the bugs had an opportunity to get to them this year. So I hope to harvest those. And the pumpkins, and raspberries. Who was it? Was it you, Nikki, that I saw had some raspberries? Nikki, the Everyday Life of an OC Dish chick that had some raspberries growing. Raspberries are in season in September. So that makes sense because I'm starting to see raspberries in the store on sale. And so I was wondering why raspberries were back in the store, but they're in season, I guess, again in September. So that makes a lot of sense. Pomegranates are in season. Hello, Living Natural. How are you? Good to see you. Listening in the wings while preparing a quick late dinner. I got it. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Strawberries are back around as well. They are in season in the month of September. Eggplants are in. I'm seeing a lot of people here with grapes. A lot of grapes and muscadines and scuppernolls. All of those are in season in the month of September. So it's an opportunity, especially if there's an abundance, for us to get some of those things and put some of those things away. Who all in here actually, I don't want to say preserves, and that's through freezing as well. Do we have a lot of people in here that's doing any preserving? I know Cheryl Faulkner, I know you were doing some canning. I know that you were doing some canning. I know that several of you are freezing things up a lot. You're doing some canning and some freezing. Yes. You're preserving as well, Mike. Mike, you talked about getting I don't know if you talked about getting a pressure canner, or you thinking about getting a pressure canner, or are you looking at more of a steam canner? Okay, Renee's garden, you are doing some freezing as well. Yes. Jemima, you are doing some as well. You do some freezing and some dehydrating. Yes. That is good. We want to make sure that we do not waste anything. I went ahead and froze a few tomatoes. It's funny how when we only have a few tomatoes, it's we eat them. It's very interesting. Wild black cherries this week, jam and fermenting. That is great. I tried to order some cherries from Azure Standard. They had a really good sale on their cherries. But by the time they get to North Carolina, they're already sold out. And that's usually what happens. Anytime they have really good deals, by the time it gets to North Carolina, we don't get the deals. They're already sold out. Dehydrating, freezing, canning. You got a water bath set and a steam canner. That is great, Mike. That is great. I'm looking forward to seeing that. You do your canning and your freezing. Yes, Maria, you're going to do a video, I think, aren't you, Maria? I'm looking forward to that. You've been doing water bath canning, dehydrating, and freezing. Wow. Already made pepper powder for the year. Got enough for the year. That is great. Dehydrating dandelion greens for the chicken. That is great. My dehydrator is running actually right now, GT. I'm dehydrating some greens that I grew. I can't even think of what they're called now, but I grew some greens. So I'm dehydrating that, dehydrating my sage. I had a lot of sage that I wanted to go ahead and cut back. So I'm dehydrating that right now. And some marigolds. I have some marigolds in there as well. So yes, you pressure can and you freeze dry. So you have one of those great freeze dryers. You're going to dehydrate this fall. That is good. Your tomatoes are now getting lots of flowers and very tall. You stake them. Your mustards, your purple top turnips are growing slowly. You still experiencing those temperatures, Barb Brownlee, 100 and 110 temperatures? Wow. Ate everything. We'll probably respond by planning way too much next. Yes. Well, I don't think you can have too much. I don't think you have too much. You haven't used your pressure canner yet, Cassandra. Okay, when are you going to use it? What do you think you want to be the very first thing you pressure can? What do you want it to be? Also, jewelweed looks great now for anyone making salve. You know, I'm going to make, I'm going to make some chickweed salve. I went ahead and I have it ready. I have my chickweed oil, and chickweed is starting to come back up. So any of you that have chickweed, look at that as well and think about making some salve with that. So much coming in from the garden. You've been freezing, dehydrating, pressure canning, fermenting, and pickling. That is great, you grow. That really is great. You're getting it all done, getting everything preserved in many ways that you can. I want to make sure that I try to get some fresh cabbages. I want to get some fresh cabbages so that I can do more fermenting. You know, I love fermenting cabbage for kraut and kimchi throughout the fall. And so I'm hoping to be able to get some. Now is a really good time near in the mountain area here. That's where I plan to go to get my apples. And I hope to run into some farms too, so that I can get an abundance of cabbages. Yes, a bunch of cabbages. Sweet onions. Someone said they were going to be canning some sweet potatoes, broccoli. I know several of you. Yes, that is some corn. I really have been purchasing corn. You know, the farmers around here, their corn did really well this year. And so they have had truckloads of corn this year. So I have been purchasing it. I think I'm done purchasing corn. I have made quite a bit of soups. I have a lot of corn in my freezer that I want to make a lot more soups with. So I think that I am done purchasing corn and shucking corn and cutting it off the cob. You haven't decided what you're going to can yet. You thought about green beans, but you haven't grown enough green beans. I haven't grown enough green beans either. My green beans, I have enough to eat, but I haven't been successful enough to grow them. The farmers this year, I will tell you, at my farmers market, they really didn't have a huge abundance of green beans. You had to get out early in the season to be able to get them, to be able to can. And if you weren't there early, they just didn't have enough for us to give, you know, bushels of corn, bushels of green beans to can, because I wanted to do that too, Cassandra, but just wasn't able to. Dehydrated hibiscus flowers for the free, and you froze 5 quarts of blueberries, made 3.5 pints of blueberry ginger nectarine preserves already. I saw you said that. I want to see that recipe. I'm very interested in that. That sounds delicious. Yes, kraut and crocks. Yes, sauerkraut is great. You ate corn, you froze corn, and you saved 500 kernels to grow some more. That is great. You had a good crop of corn that you wanted to be able to save it as well. So that is great. Only from 2 cobs. Mike, I didn't realize how much corn is on those cobs. And I remember years ago, I had about 200 ears of corn that me and my family, we took off the cob. And but this year I've had quite a bit as well. And I just realized how much corn is on those cobs. You're right. You can get that much from two cobs. You've been going to try beans in the containers next year to see if they do better and you get more of them. My problem with it is that I don't keep up, you know, the watering and all of that with my containers. And that's why I think I don't get enough green beans. You know, I get enough for several crops, but not enough to really can. But some people in the same containers, they really get a lot, enough to can. You grew 12 ears total from 8 seeds planted. That is good. That's good that you were able to get that many. That's really good. You may try to can some chicken soup for the winter. Yes. Chicken soup is one of my favorite things to can. Very easy to can, and it's really great to have during the summertime. Yes, and then think about dehydrating some rice or something like that with it. It is great. You can't beat that. A few babies, yes, you gave to the birds as well. And squirrels like corn. Also, deer love corn. Squirrels love the corn as well. And so anybody growing Brussels sprouts, are in here, you have a container gardener, the sun dries them out. That's me too, Happy Mac. And that's why I don't get the good crops, because I'm not out there taking care of it. Usually by the time I get home, it's dark and I'm just not out there watering like I should have been. And then we had all this abundance of rain. We went from this drought to all this abundance of rain. And so it was very difficult on these plants, especially in these containers. It really was. My tomatoes, they didn't know what they wanted to do. The squirrels, yes, yes. You love a good chicken soup. You're dehydrating sage and basil right now. Nikki, you know what I'm going to do with my basil. I still have it out there. I went out there tonight. As soon as I went out the door, I had a mosquito tap me on the head. It's like, it's time for you to get back inside. What are you doing out here? So I had to get back inside, but I'm going to definitely get my basil harvested. So my basil, get my basil harvested so I can go ahead and make my pesto. Yes, make my pesto. You planted some Brussels about a week ago. Okay, so you're in a different in 9. You're in zone 9A or 9B, and so you probably have a good amount of time for your Brussels to grow. I think I'll have to stick to get mine from the store. I'll continue to get them from the store. One of the things that I have growing, and I don't know how many of you in here are growing citrus, like clementines, things like that. But my clementines, the trees are still flowering. I'm in zone 7B. I'm concerned. I don't know why they started. I feel like they just really started growing so late. Like they're behind with growing. And there's no way that they'll be big enough to harvest. So I'm concerned with why they're flowering so late in the year. It could be the weather. If anyone else having any issues or any their citrus flowering, I'm in zone 7B right now. The mosquitoes ate you up a bit this afternoon. Yeah, it's time I went out on my deck. And I thought, man, I did put some ice on there to kind of keep it down. But it is swelling. I can see it, and it's not itching right now. So that's a good thing. It's not itching. You got tons of herbs. Yes, you better go ahead and harvest them. Don't let anything go to waste right now. Do not let it go to waste. And that was one of the things for me. I know that if I don't get certain things, they'll start to die. So that's one of the reasons I went ahead and cut my sage. I have a ton of lemon balm. I need to go ahead and cut it again because it will die back also. It'll come back in the spring. My mullein has already died back, but I have tons of mullein. It'll come back again in the spring as well. So I really want to go ahead and get everything harvested before that. Yes, go ahead and get that done. Your figs are not ripening. Slow start weather. Yeah. So you think that's what it is, Nikki? I bet it is. You had to hide your dried herbs, the grain. I get it. Oh, yes. Lots of dried herbs for sure. Not citrus, but for the past 10 years, off and on, your apple trees bloom in October. You thought that they would die from the stress, but they seem to be okay. Now, Happy Mac, are you able to get the apples? Are you able to get any apples, or no, not at all? Do the blooms fall off? See, I have little clementines on there, and then today when I came home, I saw that they were still blooming. And I still have quite a bit of clementines on there. At first, I thought it was one of those other tiny citrus trees, but it is a clementine. I just don't think it's going to have enough time to grow. Try to explain to a teen what type of herbs that you are growing and the herbs that you are dehydrating. So guys, those are a lot of the things that are growing. Mangoes. I like to freeze mangoes, and I also like to can mangoes. I have a lot of peaches that I need to go ahead and preserve. I froze a lot of peaches, but I have a lot that I also plan on preserving as well. I may make some preserves, some peach preserves. I'll have to see. Now, I don't know about you all, but whenever I can peaches or apples, things like that, I always use the skins to make juice. And with my apples this time, I'll continue to make apple cider vinegar, but because I have enough apple jelly. But I like to make jelly from the skins. Any of you do that? The apple festivals are starting up where you are as well. You're going to be purchasing a variety of apples from the farmers for canning applesauce, making some more apple cider vinegar, jams, and more. Yes, I'm excited about the apples this year in the Apple Festival. I think I want to make some apple butter. I love apple butter. And I have quite a bit of applesauce still from last year. So I think I'm going to make apple butter. Ask for seconds for applesauce, much cheaper, and they aren't perfectly shaped. That's an excellent idea. Is to get those seconds, guys. And you can do that with peaches. I had that with tomatoes. I had one of my farmers had 2 big boxes. One huge box was like $5 and one was $7. So look for those seconds. Now you got to be willing sometime to be able to can them or put them up right away for sure. The deer left you some apples, some tomatoes behind. Has anyone ever made hot peaches kind with hot peppers? You had it once and it was so good. Now, Happy Mac, what I did make a salsa with peaches, a corn and peach salsa. I did not like it. I just have to be honest. I didn't like it. The good thing is that I made a small batch and my family may like it, but it just wasn't something that I'm gonna enjoy. So I probably won't make that again, but make it with hot peppers. I haven't made that before. I haven't had that. So that sounds interesting. Anyone here had that or made that? Hot peaches? Like with peppers, probably some habanero peppers. I think there's maybe some recipes, Happy Mac, in one of the ball books. There may be. I'll look and see. I'll write that down and I'll look and see if there are any recipes like that, and I'll let you know. Why ruin a good peach? I tell you what, the salsa, I did not like it. I definitely know that. But I'll look and see if there is a recipe in there. I did see people making peach hot sauce. Is that what you're talking about? I did see people making peach hot sauce. And it looked really pretty. It looked very pretty. Your friend just sent you a recipe for mushrooms with maple syrup. Yes. So, guys, let's talk about a few more things. Excuse me for 1 second. Talk about a few more things. And one of the things I want to do, because I do want to jump into preparedness, but I want to do a giveaway before we get too much into this evening. Hello, Eagle neighbor. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Yes, good tip. Buy seconds. And always try to ask for them and just be prepared to preserve them or do something with them, especially if you're getting seconds like tomatoes, something like that. You want to make sure that you're able to preserve them. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about preparedness, and I want to do a giveaway during this month of preparedness. You guys know I'm always about talking about being prepared, and this is National Preparedness Month. So I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about that. And I want to give away, let's see, it may not look like this, but it is. I want to give away a mini Sawyer. I've given away one of these before, but I don't know how it's going to look, but they will have the exact same thing in there. Okay. They'll have the exact same thing in there. And it's going to come to you from Amazon, but Amazon is not sponsoring it. It's from me. And so I want you, if you win, I want you to contact me in the next 48 hours so that I can get that mailed out to you. Yes, I want you to contact me in the next 48 hours. It is. I like this. And you know, we're always talking about water, water security. I'm always talking about the life straws and the minis. I actually have the minis up here by me. That's why I'm choosing these to give away. Hello, Broke Farmer. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Broke Farmer, did you hear me talk about a giveaway that we're getting ready to have? Y'all, you guys know how Broke Farmer is. He's in here to win it. Yes. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna go with numbers this time, guys. Hello, Duval City Girl Gardener. How are you? Good to see you. You good to see you. Having dinner? Okay, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Thank you. So we're going to have this giveaway. We're going to give away this mini Sawyer, and it is not sponsored by anybody. I'm giving it away myself. It will come to you from Amazon, and just send me your address. Send it to wholenewperspective at gmail.com and send it in 48 hours. Okay. So we're going to do I'm going to give a number from 1 to 100, and I'm going to try to look. So go ahead and start guessing your numbers from 1 to 100. And then I'll let you know when I see it. I don't see it yet. I still don't see it. There was a jump there, so I'm going to have to go back and look because I see a jump, but I'm going to keep looking until I can see it before I go back. I still don't see it. I still don't see it, guys. I see some numbers that are close to it. I do not see it. It's a lot of numbers. Still don't see it. I see some numbers that are really close. See a lot of the same numbers, but I still don't see the number. I will get you all to go back. I still don't see the number. No. Keep going. I still don't see it. Let's stop. Stop. I see it. I see the number, but I'm going to go back to verify. The number is 59. So let's see if the numbers jumped at one point in time. So I'm going to go back and see if I can see it further back. It's 59. I'm just going to go back to see if I can see it further back. Let's see. Moderators, if you can help me to see if it's further back. I don't think that it is, but there were a lot of big jumps in here. So I'm just checking, guys, just to see. You said it, you think it's Nikki? Let's see. Nikki Walker. I think a lot of people are saying that it is Nikki Walker. Nikki, congratulations. 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 Go ahead and send me your address. I probably have it from some time ago, but send it to me and I'll get one of these in the mail to you. It'll come through Amazon. Just put in the title that you won this, and I'm not sure how it's going to look, but it will be one of these Sawyer minis. Congratulations. Congratulations. Just to help you with some of your preparedness, because I know where you are. Definitely you are prepared, and this is just another thing to help you along the way. So congratulations. Congratulations. I think someone else came in. Welcome in. Welcome in. And the analytic gardener, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. We have been talking about so many different things. Hello, Veggie Farming. Good to see you. Welcome in. How are you? How are you? Yes, Nikki. So I'll be on the lookout for email from you, wholenewperspective@gmail.com, wholenewperspective@gmail.com. Yes. So we're talking about this month being, thank you, KJ's Health for Living. We're talking about this month as being part of National Preparedness Month for the month of September. We have had to be prepared for this entire year, right? We've had so many different things going on. And so I just want to make sure once again that everyone in here is prepared, that if you have to leave your home, you are prepared to leave your home at a moment's notice. You know, with everything, whether it's fire, flood, you may have to leave your home at a moment's notice. And so just please make sure that you are prepared. Now is a good time for most of us. School has already started back in your areas. And so you're starting to see the book bags, things like that go on clearance. Now, a lot of people want, or some people want to use special bags. I just use regular book bags for my go bags or my 72-hour bags. And I did get my bags on clearance. So now is a really good time to go to the stores and get your bags on clearance, your book bags, because most of them should be on clearance because school has already started back. And then just go ahead and start preparing it if you haven't done so. Your 72-hour bag. Make sure that you have a bag that's ready to go at a moment's notice. Again, with everything that's going on, whether we're talking about the fires or flooding, in my area, analytic gardeners in my area, there was a lot of flooding here recently, places that don't normally flood, and people had to be rescued in places that don't normally flood. And so they weren't prepared to do that. So just make sure that you are prepared in case you did. This is your birthday week, September 17th. Happy birthday, Maria Graham. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday week. That is wonderful. Anyone else in here having a birthday week? That is wonderful. Happy birthday. September 17th. Yes. Hello, Healthy G Mom. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Healthy G Mom. It's good to see everyone in here. So, guys, in honor of this National Preparedness Month, we'll make sure that you have a plan, guys. Make sure that you have a plan. And what's very important is to make sure you have a communication plan. Oh, much love and respect to you, Queen Healthy G Mom. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I do. Make sure that you have a plan. Dollar General in your area is starting to mark down lawn and gardening, 50% off. The Dollar General in my area had them marked off a couple of weeks ago. They had a markdown. They've really gotten rid of most everything in my area. But in some areas, you all hear Barb Brownlee, check out your Dollar General stores. They're starting those markdowns if they haven't already started for the lawn and garden items, 50% off. Mine was at 75% off. Hi, Kim Stage, her gardening, her life. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. So make sure that you are checking out all these sales. We want to save as much as we can, keep coins in our pockets when we can do that. And now is a good time to shop all sort of sales and deals, and if you're looking for canned goods, I'm in another collaboration or challenge. And that's one of the things I like to can my own things, but I just am not successful with canning potatoes. I struggle with canning potatoes. So shout out from Los Angeles, 95 degrees. Yes, you have been pretty hot where you are, Healthy G Mom. You have. How are you doing with your gardening things? How are you doing with your things? Your Dollar General is never, it's not open. They can't really. So your Dollar General, they're struggling to find people that want to work. Wow. What area are you in? That was the situation with several of the Dollar Trees in my area. Nice 75% is one of your numbers. Yes. Yes. 75% off in the area. That is something where you're finding people, they're not able to get people. You're in Northeast Ohio, and so you're having trouble. You just harvested some bell peppers and some kale. Imagine you making some smoothies over there, Healthy G Mom, aren't you? Yeah, some goodness. Yes. So make sure, guys, that you are out there getting the deals right now. Go to the stores, get your book bags because they are on clearance right now. Get your foods that are on clearance, your produce that's on clearance. If you're not able to grow your own, there are a lot of, not on clearance, but there are a lot of fruits that you can find in a deal. We talked about the apples are in season in a lot of different places. Apples did really well in a lot of places. They certainly did in my area. So go ahead and get your apples. We have a hookup, some folks in Ohio. That is great. You too. Yes. Yes. So you want to make sure that you are doing those things. Who else in here is going to be canning? Make sure that you have your plans together, guys, your emergency plans, and that you have a plan for your entire family. Make sure that you have a plan. One of the things that FEMA is focusing on right now are older people. So make sure that you have plans for older people that they're in. And I say that if you have people that are disabled, you want to make sure that you have a plan for your people that are disabled as well. That may look different, and so you need to get your canning together. Analytic Gardener, let me know. We still have to meet up. You're so cheap. You're looking for roadside finds. That is nothing wrong with that. You have found some good things on the roadside and made some really good things, pots and such. People are putting stuff on the roadside. They are putting stuff on the curb. Yes, they are putting things on the curb. Okay, good. And so, a deal whenever you see it. You need to empty your deep freezer at the apartment and bring everything to the house and can it. Yes, that's one of the things I've been doing, TLC. I did go ahead and cook up my very last turkey that I had in the freezer, getting ready for this year, and I canned it with some other things. I made a soup with that, so I'm glad about that. Yard sales are the best. There's yard sales that go round and round every year. I have a coworker that does that from state to state. It's this, I guess, it's statewide yard sale, and it goes from state to state on side of the road. And never done that, but he was telling me about that and finding all sort of things. And so, yes, definitely, you can get a lot of deals at the yard sales. A lot of times when you see that, they'll also have free produce then too. You plan on canning some gumbo. Wow, drying some herbs, puree it, some different types of greens, seasoned like gumbo without the seafood. That sounds really good, Nikki Walker. That sounds good. See, FEMA thinking about young people like you. Me and you both, J3GS Farm. I guess I'm in that. I fall in that category of the older people now. You know, you found bales of pine straw on the side of the road. Wow, you're going out of town, but you stopped and you picked up. You had to pick it up. Yes, yes. Be careful of the stuff you're picking up now, though. I'm telling you, you have to be real careful nowadays when you pick up stuff. But yes, for young people like us, that is what they're focusing on this year, uh, with the theme. You know, every year during Preparedness Month, FEMA, they have a theme, and this year it really is to talk about older people and taking care and preparing for older people. So that's one of the things that we want to make sure that we're prepared with. And communications, like I said, that's one of the things that really concerns me more than anything, to be honest, is communication. For some reason, I had a dream about that. And so just want to make sure that you are able to communicate with your family, you know, should you need to, and you'd have to evacuate, so that everybody is safe and knows where everyone else is in case you do have to evacuate, for sure. So make sure, guys, that you are prepared. Make sure that whatever that preparedness looks like for you, we talked about what all was in season. If you want to do any more canning, uh, make sure you're canning. And if you're jarring things up, please tag me in your video and use the hashtag JarredUp2023. If you're doing that, I would love to see that. Yes, we do have to help each other. Yes, Maria. So if anyone that does want any more help with that, I'll be glad to do that. You held on to the walkie-talkies. You have the walkie-talkies. Yes, I do have my ham radios. What I really have to get again, my dad had a CB radio. I don't know how many people in here. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. So I want to make sure that we have that. You dehydrated herbs all weekend and store them in your mason jars. That is great, Kim Stage, because if you're in, I don't know if you're in an area like me, but if you don't go ahead and get them harvested, they'll start to die back. And so you do want to make sure that you do that. You do want to make sure that you do that. You're hoping CB radios will come back. Me too. Me too. But you know what? I've been looking at the CB radios, and they're out there right now. They're quite expensive, but I'm really looking at that. I do have some cheaper ham radios, but yes. Hey, Kenyatta's Journey, how are you? Are you back, or are you still cruising? Are you back? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yes, want to go ahead and get those things and take care of all of that. You're good. So guys, we have been on here for an hour. You are back. Well, welcome back. Glad you got back safely, and glad that you had a great time while you were gone. I did get a little worried about you the one time, but you knew not to go on any of those excursions. So yeah, you gotta be careful when you're out cruising. You finally tried the watermelon rind pickles. Oh, I'm glad you did. Veggie farming. I just ate some with my salad today. I just ate, and someone was asking what do you eat them with. I just ate some with my salad today. That was really the first time I ever saw a watermelon rind pickle, was on a salad bar at one at a specialty restaurant, you know. Kroger's in your area, your zone 5B and 6 is running a sale on chicken thighs and legs and wings. Buy one, get two free. Oh, wow. That is great. That's a good sale. So that's the key, guys. Right now, whenever you find sales, make sure that you are stocking up. Hello, Otis Homestead. How are you? How are you? Yes, Veggie Farm. That's good. I hope that you have a video. I'd love to go ahead and see that. Thank you for the. Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate everyone coming in here tonight. Guys, we're going to get on up out of here. I think if I have time, I need to cut up some more peaches tonight. Don't know if I will tonight. I'll probably go ahead and go to bed, but I will be bringing some more canning videos because I have been really canning quite a bit and doing a lot of different things. Keep the emergency electronics protected from EMPs. And that's one of the things that I was dreaming about actually was an EMP. So yes, make sure that you keep those things protected. You know, we have so many things going on that you want to make sure that you're prepared, but you also want to make sure, and I think Hands in the Dirt said this on J3's video on his live, you want to make sure that you are enjoying your life. Don't get all this stuff and sit up inside your house, you know. Hello, TLM. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's okay. You're not late. But that's just like he said, make sure that you are having fun. You definitely want to be prepared. Make sure that you are prepared, but you also can't stop living. Make sure that you are having fun. You know, nothing like family fun. Yes, at $42. Really? Wow. That's a good deal, Sweet Thumb. That really is a good deal. Listen, I want to thank all of my moderators. You guys have been wonderful. Maria Graham, The Everyday Life of an OCD Chick, KJ's Health for Living. You guys have been wonderful. I want to thank everyone that has come tonight. I appreciate you coming in. I didn't get as deep as I wanted to in my preparedness, but you know, we talk about it all the time. I did get an opportunity to give away something in the preparedness realm, so I wanted to do that. Oh, I appreciate you coming for your very first time. We'd love to see you back. It was really good to meet you too. Deuces, Mike, good to see you. Yes, that Faraday bags. There are some bags as well, and you can make your own as well. So look into that. You don't have to spend a lot of money on these things. Deuces, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. TLC in the garden. Deuces, good to see you. Take care. Take care. Thank you so much, KJ's Health for Living. Good to see you. Good to see you. Have a wonderful week. Yes, thank you so much, Sweet Thumb. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful night, Cheryl Faulkner. Good to see you. Thank you, Veggie Farming. Good to see you. The Everyday Life of an OCD Chick, Nikki. Thank you. I appreciate you, sis. J3GS Farm. Have a good night. Good to see you. Stay blessed. Yes, Barb Brownlee. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful, safe evening. Be blessed. TLM. Have a wonderful night. Good night, Maria. Deuces, Nikki. The Everyday Life of an OCD Chick. Good night, Cassandra South Fulton Gardner. Good night to everyone. The Analytic Gardener. Oh, yes. Thank you. You have a wonderful evening. Everyone, take care. Living Natural. Take care. Thank you, Miss Shirley, the OG Gardner. Good to see you. Nikki Walker. Take care. Everyone, have a wonderful evening. Have a blessed week. Take care.